Hi guys, hope everyone's good and welcome back to another episode of the Improvement Podcast. So in this episode, I'm going to touch on where to get started with your fat loss journey. So this podcast is aimed at anyone who is just starting out. They're not really used to going to the gym consistently. They're just a bit overwhelmed, don't know where to start. You might have tried to lose body fat before and lose weight, but you took the wrong approach. Maybe it was too hard to stick to, so you couldn't keep it up, and you're back to square one. So hopefully I'll give you the tips you need to make progress and maintain that progress consistently, because it's all good obviously taking the weight off, but if you don't have what needs to be in place for you to keep the weight off, if you don't create any habits to your lifestyle or any lifestyle changes, then you're just going to put the weight back on if it was a quick fix type of idea. So fat loss, how I like to think about it, is all about habits. So when you're trying to make progress, it's just about creating habits that are in line with your goals. So what are habits? Habits are things you do consistently, and maybe daily or weekly, but it's what you do, like let's say every time I get in my room, you turn a light off unconsciously, or on unconsciously. That's a habit, just wee things like that. And I'm all for making habits to help push you towards your goals, because a habit's something unconscious. So if you can unconsciously do something that will help you achieve your goal, it's not going to require a lot of brain power. It's not going to require a lot of effort, and as a result, it'll be much easier, because you don't want to be like every day thinking about all the small tasks you need to do to hit your goals. For example, let's say every day you need to focus on breathing to obviously stay alive, or if not, you died. It's not really going to be that enjoyable, and it's going to be hard to do every day, every week and minute. So if you have habits that are second nature and you don't have to think about it, it'll just be less taxing on your brain, less taxing to do consistently. So the first thing I want to touch on in terms of what you should do if you're just starting out is do some sort of exercise consistently. So there's no sort of exercise you need to do. Sometimes people ask, family members ask, will this burn calories? Is this better for burning calories than another? I'm like, why does that matter? What matters most is you can stick to it. For example, obviously I'm competing in bodybuilding next year, but if someone came to me and be like, they absolutely hate going to the gym, they've tried it many times, different styles of training, they just don't like it, but they do enjoy, like, let's say running outside or doing a sport, then let's say they want to lose weight, why would I try and get them in the gym? They're not going to be able to stick to that long term, they won't get long lasting results, whereas if they do something they enjoy, they'll be able to stick to it. And yes, so it's just some sort of exercise consistently. A lot of people, when they start off, they kind of go like from doing nothing to like being all in, doing it every single day and just hammering yourself. And I don't think that's the approach. So if you're currently doing no exercise, even going to the gym half an hour twice a week is progress. So you shouldn't think, what's the best, what's going to give me the fastest progress? What can you do and maintain? So yeah, it doesn't have to be every day. You can, because you'll just burn out. So just have some sort of structure, what you think you can stick to in terms of training, and stick to it. If that's 3 sessions a week in the gym, let's say 3 full body sessions, or 2 upper body, 1 lower body, just whatever you think you can stick to. That's most important, because what's optimal, as I've said in the past, is what you can do consistently. So yeah, first of all, do some sort of exercise consistently. The reason being is it will ensure you're burning calories consistently, unless it's like darts or something like that. It'll help you build muscle mass, and as a result, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn at rest. So yeah, just having muscle requires calories to just maintain it. So that's why, like, let's say a strongman athlete or a bodybuilder requires more calories than let's say a small ballet dancer. Yes, you might burn a lot of calories if you're doing ballet, but after it you only burn calories during the exercise, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm very, very fond of building muscle. Also, the reason why I like weight training for people wanting to lose body fat, improve their physique as well. Like I said, if you burn more calories, you'll be able to eat more and lose weight as well. And usually, if you build muscle, you'll look visually better, or what you would potentially class as better, be more toned looking, leaner looking, with the same amount of body fat if you've got muscle mass on you, because it gives you more shape and what someone would class as like a better figure or better physique. So yes, after doing exercise consistently, second of all is having a step goal. So the reason why I think a step goal is a good idea is it's not mentally challenging at all. Ticking off 5,000 steps, yes, sometimes you don't want to do it, but it's not hard, if that makes sense. So the reason why you want a step goal is because, yeah, like I said, it's easy to do. And second of all, if you are conscious about how much calories you're taking in, doesn't it make sense to be conscious on the amount of calories you're burning? So having a step goal, let's say, I don't know, we'll go 8,000 every day. That will just tick you over, make sure you're burning a baseline amount of calories daily, so that you're not likely to gain weight, or you'll be more likely to lose weight, because the more calories you burn, if you don't eat as much as you burn, you'll lose weight, which is called a calorie deficit, which is what we're after. So just having a step goal in place will help you burn those calories on a daily basis when you're not exercising too, because you could eat the perfect diet, but if you just sit about all day, then you won't burn a lot of calories, so you'll have to eat a very small amount of food if you want to lose weight. So yeah, have a step goal in place. It doesn't have to be super high, and you don't have to track it 100% accurate. Just like the health app on an iPhone or any step tracker on an Android will be perfectly fine. And yeah, it doesn't have to be the most accurate, because we just want a rough guide to go off. And you don't have to make it super high as well. For example, if you start out and you've not done anything to try and lose weight recently, then you're gonna lose your first bit quite easy. So you can get away with just doing, let's say, if you start doing 5,000 steps after doing no exercise in the past and make small changes with your diet, you start at the gym a couple times a week, that's much more than you've done in the past. So that's going to grant you changes. That's going to help you improve your physique. So why do 15,000 steps when you're making progress on 8 or you're on 6,000? You don't need to. So yeah, set a sustainable goal and hit it every day. And yeah, set it reasonable so you've got room to push it up. If let's say your weight loss stalls and you're like, oh no, I'm eating healthy, I'm training 3 times a week, I don't want to train any more than now, what can I do? Instead of doing 6,000 steps, I can do 10,000 steps. Simple. And that will just get your weight dropping ever so slightly still, because you're burning more calories. And as for nutrition, it's what I recommend with nutrition. You don't have to track straight away if you've not like bothered with your food in the past. And what I recommend you do, if you're just really new to trying to lose weight or you failed in the past, is just try and focus on these simple habits you can apply, like eating fruit and vegetables with meals. The reason why this is beneficial is fruit and vegetables often have really low calories. Not all of them, but most of them do. For example, like berries, apples, peppers, carrots, just any mixed vegetable, you know what I mean? That's going to contain low amount of calories, but it fills you up. And if it fills you up while being low calorie, then it will stop you eating as much calories throughout the day. And we know the less calories we eat, the more likely we are to lose weight, not gain weight. So just simply get in the habit of that. Have ones you enjoy. You don't have to eat the same ones every day. However, I'm a fan of that, as it just ensures you've got them and you don't have to just think about, oh, I'll pick up this today, that tomorrow. I just like to eat the same fruit and vegetables every day. I don't mind it at all. Obviously everyone's different, but just trying to have fruit and veg with every meal. Again, it doesn't have to be like a home cooked meal. It could be like toast and an apple. It's quite a strange combination. Not heard of it before, but I think you get the drift. Or like a banana with it. They aren't super low in calories, but still healthier than like a Mars bar or that. But yeah, get in the habit that if you're having like wraps, put a bag of salad in them, you'll get much more food to eat. If like you get a bag of salad from the shop, it'll be like 100 calories absolute max, and it'll pad your meals out so much. And just things like that throughout the day. If you're having pasta, put vegetables in it. If you're having a burger, put, like, I'm not sure, peppers, onions, mushrooms in it, and yeah, like I said, it just pads out your food nicely. So as well as just trying to eat fruit and veg with meals, drink water. So we know water can have a filling effect, meaning it fills you up. So sometimes you can just mistake being hungry to being thirsty, and as a result you'll unconsciously eat more calories because you think you're actually like hungry when you just need water. And as well as that, obviously drinking water's got a ton of benefits, which is just more reason to do so. And again, like I said at the start, it's all about trying to make habits. So that means when you get a meal, or when you have a meal, have a glass of water before it, or when you wake up in the morning, have 2 glasses of water. And then if you just think, like, every time you eat, have water, you'll constantly be hydrated, you'll constantly perform well when you do. If you do go to the gym, you'll constantly just have better health, because we know water plays a massive part in our health. A lot of our body's made up of water. So next up is have some idea of what low calorie foods are with high volume. So these are things like fruit and veg. And you don't need to know the ins and out of every calorie in every food in the world, but just simply search up things like low calorie foods or high volume foods, and it will come up with things like yogurt, oats, maybe, things like that, or like berries, you know, that sort of thing, right? And if they're low calorie and high volume, again, just like I said with fruit and veg, it will fill you up, pad meals out, and then you can be aware of it, because if you've got no awareness of what foods are low in calories, then it's going to be hard to not eat a lot of calories, if that makes sense. And as well as that, just focus on when you do eat, like, your foods in your diet, whatever you're eating, just try and make small changes. Like, it doesn't have to be having chicken and rice each meal every day of the year, 365 days. It could literally be having medium fries instead of large. That could save you 200 calories, make you lose weight. Or it could be things like having a burger instead of a pizza if the burger's got less calories in it. So you might think, this is what I mean, people have like the all or nothing approach. It's like they're either having a pizza or they're having a shitty salad. Excuse my language, but you can get away with, do you think you'll be able to eat a salad every time you go out for dinner? Probably not. Do you think you'll be able to eat a burger every time you go out for dinner? It's probably a better option than a pizza. You'll probably enjoy it. You'll be able to do that every time. It'll be easy. Just wee things like that. And like wee changes, like having 0 sugar drinks instead of full fat drinks, like simply Coke Zero instead of full fat Coke, or full sugar Coke, whatever you want to call it. And those wee changes, again, will save you a lot of calories. Same with like low salt, low sugar ketchup, and same with mayonnaise. Have hot sauce instead of barbecue sauce or something. All those things will just have like a difference to your calorie intake throughout the day. It will just make those wee small changes, and those small changes will add up. For example, like I said, if you do what I said about the fizzy juice, let's say that saves 100 calories. Let's say you have medium fries instead of large, that's another 100 calories. And let's say you eat fruit and veg, so you unconsciously eat less of other foods and less like desserts. That's going to save you a lot of calories as well. So yeah, that's nutrition covered. Just start off there. Obviously, there's more steps you can do. You can get into tracking calories, but first of all, just making those wee changes will do you a lot of good. The problem I do see with tracking calories is if you don't know about why you should eat fruit and veg and why it's filling, you don't know what foods are low in calories, and you don't know about wee changes you can make, like having medium fries instead of a large burger, and you don't know the difference between healthy foods and low calorie foods. So you can get healthy foods like avocado's healthy, that's also very high in calories. So if you don't know it's different, then it's going to be hard to still be under like a certain calorie goal or lose weight, because you don't have the skills you need to do so. But learn them first, and then when your weight stalls, let's say you keep doing that, and then you increase your activity and your steps, your weight does stop, then you can introduce tracking calories. But to start off, you don't need to. Saying that with my clients, most of the time I do start with tracking calories. 90% of the time. The reason being is because it is like my job as a coach to get them results, and when someone starts, they obviously have the expectation of wanting to do stuff with their nutrition. Second of all, they usually make changes anyway, just because they're motivated, they've started a coaching process and they want to make changes to their nutrition. So I might as well point them in the right direction while doing so. But again, you don't need to. My last point, not to make a plug or to try and sell you anything, but reach out for help. Get someone who knows their stuff. What I like to say is, like, if, let's say your car's broke, you're not going to do it yourself unless you're a mechanic, or if your like water pipes burst, you're not going to fix it yourself unless you're a plumber. If you want something done well, if you want to do something right, if something wants done successfully, then you get professional help with it. So it doesn't make sense not getting a coach or a personal trainer, like an online coach or that, if you need help. And if you don't want to, just find someone knowledgeable. Find someone you know and trust that knows what they're talking about. If you want, ask me any questions. I'm more than happy to help you. If you come and DM me, I'm not going to expect you to pay for asking questions or inquire about my coaching service. My role or my aim as a coach is to give people as much value as possible, help make an impact on as much people's lives as possible. So not just take your money out of your pocket. So yeah, my DMs are open if you need any help with it. And just to recap the key points: do some sort of exercise you can stick to consistently, have a step goal, be aware of what foods are high and low in calories, eat fruit and veg, drink water, and just make small changes. You don't have to make drastic changes. And lastly, reach out for help. So hope you've enjoyed this podcast. As I said, any questions you have, just drop me a message. I'll be happy to answer them. If you did enjoy it, leave me a review, follow the podcast, share it on your story if you like. It would be much appreciated to spread the podcast, and help get more people listening to it.